In this video, we are going to be reducing fractions to their lowest terms. So there are several ways to do this. Sometimes it's pretty easy to see what you can divide by, but other times it may not be. And some people are better at this than others. And so it's nice to have a method or a way to do this that will work every time. Even though it might take a little bit longer, it might help some people see how to do it. So I'm going to show you two different ways to do this. The first way is just to divide by a common factor that you may be able to just see. So in number 1, 4 and 6, those are both even numbers. So we can divide them both by 2. And when we do that, 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. And 2 and 3 don't have anything else in common, so that's their lowest terms. So that's it, 2/3. What we're really doing here is we're trying to find a common factor to divide out. If I make a factor tree for each of these numbers, so 4 is 2 times 2. 6 is 2 times 3. So that means I could rewrite this fraction, 4 is 2 times 2. And in the denominator, the 6 is 2 times 3. Well, if we have it factored out, we have multiples on top and multiples on bottom, we can cross out or divide out things that are alike. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so those cross out and leave 1s. And so now what we're left with is 1 times 2 on the top, which is 2, and 1 times 3 on the bottom, which is 3. So we can see our lowest terms, or our reduced fraction, is 2/3. So either way, we get the same thing. So number 2, if you see a number that you can divide out of 24 and 48, you can go ahead and do that now. I'm going to go ahead and use the factor tree method. So let's say you weren't sure what you could divide out. Well, the factor tree method, 24, you're just going to break it up into any two numbers that multiply to get 24. So the first thing I thought of was 2 and 12. 2 is prime. That means it won't break down into anything other than 1 in itself. So we leave 2 alone. 12 we can break down into 4 and 3. 4 will break down into 2 and 2. And now 2 and 3, that's on the ends, those are all prime. So I can rewrite 24 as 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So I have 3 2's and a 3. And now I'm going to do the same thing with 48. So 48, that's 6 times 8. 6 is 2 times 3. 2 and 3 are prime. 8 is 4 times 2. 4 is 2 times 2. And now I have all 2's and 3's. Those are all prime. I have 4 2's. Oops. And 1 3. So I can rewrite 48 as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And so now all you have to do is cross out numbers that are alike. So 2's cancel out there. These 2's. These 2's. The 3's cancel out. You'll see that everything on the top has canceled out. Remember that it's leaving 1's in place of where it cancels out, right? Because 2 divided by 2 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So what's left is a 1 in the numerator and a 2 in the denominator. So the lowest terms here is 1/2. The good thing about this is this works every single time. So no matter how large your numbers are, or if you're not really sure if they have a common factor or what it is, you can do this and you can just cross out everything that's alike. And usually people are pretty quick at generating these factor trees. Let's look at number 3. Number 3, 5 is prime. 8 is going to break down into 4 times 2, and 4 will break down into 2 times 2. So the only factors of 8 are 2 times 2 times 2. So there's nothing that's alike. There are no common factors. So 5/8 is already in lowest terms. So there's nothing else you can do with that. Now let's look at number 4. Number 4, we have 84 over 48. So we're going to do a factor tree for each of those. So 84 is 2 times 42. That's 6 times 7. 2 times 3. I think that's it. So 84 is 2 times 2 times 3 times 7. Okay, now we want to look at the 48. We actually already did 48 over here. So I know that that's 4 2s and a 3. Okay, so we've got 2s, another set of 2s, a 3 from the top and a 3 from the bottom. And it looks like that's all we have in common. So that is going to be 7 on top. And then we have 2 times 2 on the bottom, so 4. So 7/4 is the lowest terms for 84 over 48. Our final example is 340 over 400, so we're going to do the same thing. So 340, that could be 34 times 10. 34 is 2 times 17. 10 is 2 times 5. And it looks like those are the prime numbers now that are left over. And so we can do the same thing with 400. So 400 is 4 times 100. 4 is 2 times 2. 100 is 10 times 10. And then each 10 will break down into 2 times 5. So we will have 2 times 2 times 5 times 17 on top. And on bottom, it looks like we have 4 2s and 2 5s. Okay, and so now we can cross out stuff that's in common. So a 2 on the top with a 2 on the bottom. Another 2 on top with a 2 on bottom. A 5 on top with a 5 on bottom. So we can see now that we have 17 left on top and 2 times 2 times 5, which is 20, left on the bottom. So 17 over 20 is my fraction in lowest terms.